Please introduce yourself.
My name is Sketch Menace from Calgary Division, King of the Dot. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of my intro.
What the hell are you doing out here in Vancouver?
I'm battle. I just got out of a battle with a dude named Loe Pesci from Montreal. I'm actually from Calgary, Alberta. I didn't know you were gonna start the interview like that, man. I was trying to improvise. You know what I mean? But no, I just got out of a dope battle. King of the Dot, War of the Words, put on by Emotions, Lasparka, all the King of the Dot Van City staff, everybody in Van City.
Sick event.
Been super sick. I love everything about this city so far. It is way warmer than Calgary, and things like happen downtown, which is weird. Like there's a bus going by over there, and there's there's some people walking across the street, and I'm out of my element, to be honest, and it feels
big city life. You're not used to it.
It feels good, Jim. It feels good.
I actually have
Jerry Gold.
I actually was wondering if on camera you could apologize to. I see I'm an Edmonton Oilers fan, and really you've done your city this terrible disservice with that ugly fucking blue hat on your head. Explain this shit.
I don't stand by my own friend's opinion.
Am I defending myself? Because I'm from Calgary.
And you're wearing a Canucks hat.
And you're an Edmonton fan.
And it just disgraces me to see
you're
another
like a
Alberta
dude jacking off to porn, like that you have nothing to do with these other two things that are occurring right now. You just, for some reason, find a bias and dislike it.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that we knew what we were talking about before we
totally did.
Before we continued with it. But the Vancouver hat is meant to show my respect and pride for being in Vancouver. I love Vancouver. It's West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm from the Midwest.
Just tell Jerome you're sorry.
Where Calgary people throw up a dub once in a while. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jerome. I'm sorry.
Kipper, he's
I actually know fuck all about hockey, man. Every single hockey reference that I've ever done has been solely from like listening to other people talk about hockey and just being like, oh yeah,
Luongo traded.
Sucks, yeah. Like,
welcome to me hanging out with these guys like all the time.
That actually was a funny.
Even with football and everything too. Like every single football reference that I've ever done or anything like that in a battle or just any conversation I've ever had about any sports.
Super Bowl tomorrow, eh?
Yeah, and I think it's the Ravens versus the 49ers. I knew that, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, word. See,
there's that one guy who's like retiring and shit.
That's super funny.
Just back on some battleship. What does KOTD, when it comes to the battle leagues, what separates KOTD from other battle leagues around the world?
I like to think of King of the Dot as being a place where whether you're a nerd or whether you're like, you know, a more artistically take a more artistic like performative approach, or whether you're all about bars, or whether you're some sort of street rapper, or whether you're a funny comedian guy or a one-liner, like whatever way that you like to do things, King of the Dot can provide a home for you. So like, you know, you look at other leagues like Smack, which is probably, and like Don't Flop would be a good example of what King of the Dot also does in terms of that. But
and also really good crowds, like I noticed in a battle like Arsenal Shoddy Horror, like non-biased, like
oh yeah,
cheering
like,
both
awesome,
fucking
sure.
dudes.
Well, like you see the URL battles and it's just like booing and like just like people are just like,
it's unwatchable.
Bro, how do you pay money to do that? You know what I'm saying? But like,
so speaking of booing, why don't you weigh in on the controversial battle from last Saturday? What's your thoughts about the main event battle?
With Disaster and Arcane? Yeah, no, for sure. That's 100% a valid question. I think that.
Do you feel it was shenanigans or a shitty crowd?
Fuck, there's so many layers to this story, right?
It's a fucking onion.
It is. No, it is. It is. It's
Disaster's
a riddle.
onion.
It's a riddle wrapped in a conundrum, wrapped in a. You know what I mean? It's just like it's ridiculous. But I think that in battles for money, bars should not be purchased or done anything like that. Now, like, I mean, I not in the sense that I think it's okay otherwise, but like, I think it's hard to police. Like, where do you, first of all, where do you draw the line? Like, I mean, like, if I'm talking to a homie of mine and I'm like, yo, I was thinking about saying something like this, and then he says, like, well, why don't you try and take this approach? It's like, oh, and that opens up a whole new world of ideas. Like, where do you begin? Where does ghostwriting start, and and I think that comes to buying buying actual material from people that that it is fully constructed and used, and you're making, and it makes it even worse. It's icing on the cake that there's an actual transaction that's taken place as well, right? So I think in battles for money like that, where the Grand Prix, where notoriety, where there's a lot of pride on the line, and a lot of people have worked really hard to get in the spots that they're in, that I think that's completely wrong. I think that's 100% wrong. I think that's just like straight up cheating. Fuck battle rap or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, you're just cheating. Kind of is what it comes down to. And like, no offense to anybody involved in this situation, like, you know what I mean, it is what it is, but like, there is a lot of ghostwriting going on in battle rap that doesn't need to be exposed with PayPal statements, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure a lot. Hello, how are you?
She needs to eat something real quick.
Do you got any? I don't have any change. Oh, that was close. That was
In the cup?
No, Tyler made it sound like I got it in the cup.
Slam dunk of panhandling.
There you go, man.
Battle rap will save the world. It will.
You know, something like that is just like I'm in terms just as a side note, like homeless people who are clearly like mentally handicapped. Like, I don't want to sound like an asshole here, but it's like you gotta have more sympathy for the dudes who like look like they can go get a fucking job, and it's just like, shut up, man, you're just stoned and lazy.
Yeah.
Like,
That one.
But either way, where were we? Oh yeah, controversy about battling.
So and the
buying
booing
bars.
now too. You're like, well, there's the buying the bars. We were talking about crowd control, and now there's a controversy within a controversy that.
I think you deserve to get. If you deserve to get booed, you deserve to get booed.
There's now people saying that the boos were planted because they were booing when he did his
that's
intro.
speculation.
So,
you can't say that whether or not. There's no way that you could ever prove that. But like, if you deserve, you're a performer that's putting yourself out there to be criticized. You can't be You can't become a little pissy bitch when you get criticized. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like not to say like it's like forums. Like we deal with criticism on huge levels. YouTube's a fucking disgusting place. Like,
don't read comments underneath this video.
Place. Like, you know what I mean? I love YouTube and I love all the fans and viewers, and I understand that YouTube is the foundation of what we do and whatnot, and that's all awesome. But like when it comes down to it, like, some of y'all just are fucked, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how to explain it.
They have nothing better to do,
so
really.
Yeah, but like, don't get mad when you get criticized. You got to deal with that. As a performer, as a person who puts himself, like, if you don't want to do that, rap in your room in front of your mirror and think you're dope. All you want. You can do that all day if you want. But like, it's just never gonna ever, like, you're just never gonna get anywhere doing that. You have to accept criticism. Like, you think that you can't please anybody. You can't please everybody. It's just the bottom line of it, right?
What is the best city you've ever battled in? Because you've been doing this battleship for a little while now. You've been to all sorts of places across the country and out of the country. Where's the best spot to battle?
I would say Vancouver's been like, I don't know. I have to think about that for a second.
You're saying that with your Canucks hat on.
I don't want to just say Vancouver because I'm here in Vancouver or anything like that. I want it to be legitimate.
There's a mob of people standing here. If he doesn't say that, they're gonna fuck him up.
Yeah, it's like all guys. They're holding their V's out. They're like looking at me. You better see this. Yeah. When it comes down to it, like. What were we talking about again? Sorry, I'm stoned.
What city do you prefer battling?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought about that.
This is Spliff Breaks. We're good.
It's all good. So I battled in Oakland, and that was a really, really, really fun crowd to battle in front of, because at that point, battle rapping was at its peak, like with Battle of the Big Five.
Was that Grind Time?
Yeah, that was a Grind Time battle when Grind Time was still cool, which is clearly not the case now.
Although they keep telling us they're alive and kicking.
Yeah, no, they're killing it.
Straight 3 releases a year.
They're doing awesome.
Van City, y'all. Van City, y'all.
Yeah. Like, they're doing, you know what I mean? They're killing it. They're doing, like...
It's a fucking circus out right now.
No doubt.
Vancouver.
Yeah,
the circus, dude.
So with that being said, like, I mean, yeah, Oakland was a great place to perform because, again, like, I think a lot of that had to do with the way that where the battle rap was at that particular point. But now... like in terms of Canadian performances and all the places that I've gone, like the last time I came to Vancouver and battled Aspire, amazing battle. I loved everything about that battle, performing for everybody. Everybody was super responsive. Everybody was having a great time, and that's what it's about in the end, man. People get wrapped up in this bars bullshit, this, like, you know what I mean, this ego-driven crap, and it's like they forget that it's just like, this is... I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who you think you are in battle rap. Like, you are a battle rapper. If you are in it in King of the Dot, you are a battle rapper, and that's what you do, and that is the main amount of exposure that you are going to 100% get from this. Like, there's very few dudes who've broken through the mold, like SoulCon, Dumbfounded, and shouts to them. And I'm not trying to say it's impossible, but like, we're fucking battle rappers, man. Like, that's the at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, it's not this like ego-driven bullshit, and that's what I like about Vancouver so much, is that like everybody here, it's like a guy like Rupert Common, let's say, like, you know, he's really on that performative, you know what I mean, artistic sense of it, and I think that that's like super, super awesome that can exist here. While in like a place like Toronto, I think that dude would get, like, I don't think that he would get as good of a response.
You're totally right.
That's 100% for sure. You know what I mean?
He's built up he's cultivated his fan base.
I'm a huge fan of Rupert Common. Never
here.
I'll always be a huge fan of Rupert Common. I think he does hilarious things. I think that he's super creative. I love his approach on angles and just like you can tell that he comes from that performative background. Same with DDSS. You can tell that they're like, every single time that they're like a word's going to come out of their mouth, they know what their body's going to do with that, and it's like it's all very calculated. It's an algorithm that they're like, that is cleanly calculated. So I respect the hell out of them for that. But like in a lot of cases, like LA, I don't know, would go over all that well. Calgary, he would probably do pretty well. But like Vancouver just has that art scene that's cool, which is like I like about it. It's way more like it's just the West, you know what I mean? It's way more loving. Like Toronto's the screwface capital, as we always know, right? Like everybody just hates each other. Everyone's just pissed all the time.
In a rush.
Speaking of Toronto, they have that pay-per-view that's been getting success, the Ustream. Now Calgary and Van City have yet to do that. Do you think that that's something that could be invested in, people would gain interest in?
Yeah, like the thing about the different, like the thing about Toronto is that like their staff is like, you know what I mean? Like probably like on the cusp of 100 people in terms of people who are helping out, like setting up events, doing Ustreams when it comes to releasing the footage, filming the battles, on just like ongoing stuff that needs to happen at events and whatnot. So while we're so like in places like Calgary, like we're the backbone of our division is me, my partner Daryl D-Dub, who helps me out with Ground Zero and whatnot, and like, you know, a few other staff members that are helping out. Same with Vancouver, you know, you got Emotions, you got La Sparka, you got some of the battlers who have like Pigsty and whatnot, who I've seen like help out quite a bit. Pigsty,
Homie
like,
John Z.
yeah, shit, John Z, exactly, for sure. I've been seeing him in the battles a lot lately, watching his reactions. So it's just like it's hilarious.
He's got a good reaction
It's
face,
hilarious
dude.
when you meet people from battling and you've never met them before.
It's kind of weird.
You've seen them in footage before, and it's just like you feel like you've met them, so you approach them like you've never met them, like or like your best buddies. You know what I mean? But it's just like it's just an awkward situation in a lot of cases.
It is weird though. It
But,
is
like-
weird that you say that, because are you finding kids now like say weird things to you? Because as a man, I've watched probably most of your battles, so I've watched hours of you on video making weird rap faces. So
Yeah.
are you getting like young people coming up and acting like your fucking friend and weird shit like that?
Well, no, like I mean, like I appreciate like
We're doing right now.
Yeah, no, like,
Like,
we're not,
yeah.
But we're not like hugely big time in any fucking way whatsoever. You know what I mean? Anybody who tries to say that they're famous off a battle rap and you're not, like,
Just more
you know
kids
what I mean?
being
Like,
weird. I saw
Arsenal or
Sharon-
whatever. Like, so, like yeah, like some kids are just fucked. But like, actually,
Yeah.
it's a funny story. Last night I met the most hilarious fan ever. If you're watching this, you got to hit me up. But like, I was at a pizza place, and this dude, I think he was on E or mushrooms or something. Like he was really
Both.
fucked up, yeah. And he walked up to me, and
Candy
he's just
flip.
like, he walked up to me, and like I walked past him, and he tapped me on the shoulder, and he was like, "Sketch Menace," and I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And like stuck up my hand. Had like probably like top 5 most awkward handshakes I've ever had in my life with this dude, and
Fingers every day.
yeah, exactly. I commend the fingers jokes. It's like a daily thing for me, but it's like that's why I was like really stoked to see Rupert come, and I want to see what kind of finger jokes he came up with, because
Yeah, that was pretty good one,
daily
too.
thing to me. But what were we saying? What was I talking about there?
You were telling us about the awkward handshake with the
Oh
fan
yeah, yeah.
last
So
night.
this dude, so he's like, he must have been high on something. He's like Sketch, and he's like, oh my god, and then he just walked out.
Weird.
And then just left, and we were kind of standing there like, I want to get to know more about this guy, and he approached me like he was interesting to say the least. So it was yeah, like you get approached by some pretty interesting people sometimes. Definitely 100% for sure, especially because it's battle rap fans, and they're not your regular type of fan. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them.
Well, there's a chromosome missing. I
And
mean, I'm around
no,
this shit all the time. There is.
well,
I have it missing
Maybe
too.
in some cases, I guess. Like
I
mean,
watched
like,
grown men fight on UFC, then came to battle rap.
I think a lot of this is the internet. I think in general brings out a lot of fucking stupidity in the world and a lot of like disgusting, really gross things on the planet. But like at the end of the day, like I mean, King of the Dot's a part of the internet. The internet is our steam engine. You know what I mean? That's what we thrive on. So like we're obviously going to see repercussions in terms of negativity and whatnot. But we provide free entertainment to the public if they choose. If they choose to pay in advance to be able to see that footage live and uncut, then that's up to them. If they choose to come to the events and pay to see the footage go down as it happens, if they want to see what's going on, like hit up ustream.com/King of the Dot. I myself personally buy every single King of the Dot Ustream. These dudes hit me up with the passwords all the time, and I'm like, fuck that, man. Like
I
this
ordered
shit,
mine last Sunday.
yeah, like
too,
this shit is a movement. You know what I mean? We're all putting in to like make this happen. We're putting on free entertainment at the end of the day. Like it's just.
It's $20.
Yeah, like
5
you know what I mean?
people came
But it's
over.
Like we
we all
provide
put
free
in $2.
entertainment, so it's like if you want to be negative, be negative. But like we put ourselves out there to receive criticism, and we're happy to whatever criticism that we get. But like keep in mind that like King of the Dot is providing you, again, like I said a million times over, free entertainment, absolutely free. Like we've been doing it for 5 years, producing footage, like putting in huge money into battles, getting crazy battles to go down, like battles that fans specifically ask for, you know what I mean? So it's just like we try to give back to our community no matter what kind of negative attention that we receive. This shit is community driven. Like you come into a King of the Dot event, any dude who's trying to get into the scene, like some dude like, you know what I mean, like just started rapping, just moved to a new city, whatever the case may be, like you can go to a King of the Dot event, you can network with graphic designers, rappers, producers. You can see camera people if you want to do videos. You can talk to audio people. You can talk to like
Dudes with blogs.
Dorky
straight up
podcast
blogs people.
guys.
People
Yeah,
who
totally.
people are going to help you promo. You know what I mean? Spliff Breaks. But like you know what I mean? People who are going to help do all that shit for you. So it's like. Yeah, it's a community. Thanks, bro. It's a community.
SketchCon.
It's a community-driven environment. So like it's and that's what it's about at the end of the day. Like we're not looking to appease every fan. If you don't want to like us, then you don't have to like us.
Pay-per-view KOTD coming to Van City and Calgary very soon.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, like we were talking about before. I think we got sidetracked there, but yeah, like the Ustream stuff is something that Emotions and I talk very frequently about things that we can do to help each other in terms of events, ideas that we're working with, ways that we can help each other and whatnot. The Ustream is definitely a top priority in terms of what we want to do with it. This Ground Zero Grand Prix should be really cool coming up. So
It's gonna be awesome.
yeah, really cool. I'm really excited to see the type of talent that comes out of the woodwork in that type of in that type of situation. Because like you look at guys like 100 Bullets and even Arcane, like they made who they were off of Grand Prix. So I'm really
Bullets has come right up. Yeah, he's
oh yeah,
looking really
100
good.
Bullets is really dope.
Who do you want to battle?
Who do I want to
Who's
battle?
on your radar?
Oh fuck.
Who's blinking
man.
on the radar right now?
It's finished with Pesci, but
Yeah, Loe Pesci's been a guy that's been on my radar forever. Like I'm not trying to lie.
Yeah,
like,
well,
clearly
that's
there's
two of the
video.
most classic KOTD guys.
Clearly,
really.
clearly there's some video evidence of me wanting to battle Pesci at some point in time. So like, but it was a good battle. I really liked the battle that I just had, man. Like win or lose, like I don't give a fuck about. Like who cares in the end? Like as long as people are entertained, like we were talking about before, man. Like as long as people are entertained, it's a good battle. People like it. People are positive, and even the negative people. Shouts to you. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a good battle. I'm sure it'll get a lot of views. I was really happy to do it in Vancouver and put on for y'all. Like so, I'm really happy to battle Loe Pesci and for have it to go down. But
and
like
it was awesome.
yeah, no,
It was a really good battle.
word. I'm glad that you guys liked it, man. I'm glad. I heard you fucking voted against
We're not
me.
just wearing Vancouver hats on that either, too.
Speaking of entertaining shit, the name of the show, as you know, is Spliff Breaks. How does Sketch Menace enjoy a spliff break? Go.
I enjoy a spliff break probably several times a day. I've been hitting bongs a lot lately, though. I just bought a new bong. It's got 2 percolators and an ice tray, and it was like, and I went into the place, and I was like, because I'm a salesperson in my day-to-day job, and
You don't say.
in my really outside of my Sketch Menace attire, I do the sales gig. So like I went into this bong place, and I was like, listen, like, and this is the first bong I smoked weed for years, obviously, but like, this is the first bong that I've ever owned that was like a really nice one, like I wanted like a centerpiece, like something to have on my coffee table, you know what I mean? And it was so I went into this place and I was like, listen, like I want to spend some money, I want to get a good bong, I want to get the right product for me, so like let's talk about stuff. Shouts to Smoker's Corner at 17th Ave and 14th Street in Calgary, because they hook it up. The girl actually ended up recognizing me from King of the Dot and gave me a good discount on it. So yeah, either way, long story short, 2 percolators,
Battle
ice
rap
tray.
shit's paying off.
I get high all the time from it, but I do enjoy the occasional spliff break. If anybody has anything right here, right now, I'd be more.
It's going down, motherfucker. It's going down.
Cool, word up.
Break
word
it
up,
out.
Word up.
Split
Thanks so
breaks.
much, Stitch.
Yeah,
Sketch
no-
Menace. What else you got to say?
No, thanks so much for you guys, man. We appreciate the support from King of the Dot. I know you guys are sponsoring and helping out with Vancouver, so like as a King of the Dot representative and another division president, I thank you guys for your support. That's huge.
Hey,
like, thank
anytime.
you for having me to come on and do an interview with you. Like, you know what I mean? That's super awesome. It's okay, baby.
This bitch is drunk as fuck. Like, you're drunk as fuck.
You're drunk. It's
What are you
okay.
gonna be? You're not
This
mad,
is
are ya?
Sketch Menace.
Come on,
Sketch
son.
motherfucking Menace right
Hello.
here.
Yeah, this is Sketch Menace right here.
We're just doing a little interview. Do you have anything you want to say?
His flow's smoother than your cigarette.
Sorry?
Oh shit. Getting this track?
Kind of, he yells. Kind of. He doesn't really talk
Yeah,
quietly.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Wearing a Louis Vuitton purse.
Must be black.
That was a good ending. Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
Split breaks are out of here.